Good morning. Welcome to Time in His Word. Have you ever thought much about what we focus on the most? Be it Christ, our personal Savior, or our daily lives and how we get caught up in the hustle and bustle, and over time, if we're not careful, we lose our focus on what we should be focusing on. In Luke, the 10th chapter, starting in verse 38, talks about Jesus him and the disciples going through a village, and they ran into a woman named Martha who has a sister named Mary, and they invited Jesus and the disciples to their house for dinner. Well, Martha was busy about getting everything ready for the meal and trying to serve them, and in verse 40 she says, but Mary's seated at the feet of Jesus the whole time, listening to him talk, and she's not helping Martha. And in verse 40 it says, but Martha was distracted with all the preparations, and she came to him and said, Lord, do you not care that my sister has left me to do all the serving alone? Then tell her to help me. But Jesus answered and said to her, Martha, Martha, you are worried and bothered about so many things, but only one thing is necessary, for Mary has chosen the good part, which shall not be taken away from her. And in the margin of my Bible, under this little story or fable, whatever you want to call it, I wrote, what is your focus? What are you focused on? And it's a reminder from time to time, we're like Martha, we're worried about the little things in our lives each and every day, which is good, but we lose focus on the big picture, which what this passage is talking about is Mary could care less at that time the little things of getting a meal prepared or whatever. She was more focused on Jesus because he was teaching, he was talking, and she was wanting to learn and observe the knowledge that he had. And that's what he's getting at in this passage here. We have to worry about the little things, and we have to take care of the little things in our lives each and every day. But we can't forget the big picture, and the big picture being to serve the Savior, as that's what we're supposed to do when we accept him as our Savior. But like I said, in our daily lives, it's so easy to get distracted. Like the other day when I broke down, I wasn't really worried because I have warranties, but still at the same time, I was like, gee, I hope this doesn't cost, and those little thoughts kind of crept into my head over the course of the day or so, which is normal. But then when the truck was fixed yesterday and it was covered by warranty, looking back, there was really no reason to worry about that because I had purchased protection. And that's another way of looking at that. If we keep our eyes focused on Jesus, and we're always in his word, and that we're getting protection. He's providing us protection against the world and what it has to offer us, throw at us. Now, things will come and go that'll knock us down in that, but the time spent at his feet studying and listening will make us stronger to be able to get through those difficult times that we know we're going to face each and every day. So just think about that this morning. Maybe even read this little passage. It's just a few verses. It's in Luke, the 10th chapter. Starts in verse 38, ends in 42. So it's not very long. But there's a powerful message there. And just look at the simplicity of the story. And picture yourself. You're either Martha, preparing the meal and worrying about all the little things, or you're Mary, sitting at the feet of Jesus, listening to his every word, and just wanting to know more and more and more. So you choose. I talk about this a lot. We part of the ability of being a Christian, part of being a Christian is we get the ability to choose. So we get to choose how we want to serve him. So think about that today. Are you Martha, preparing and worrying about the little stuff? Are you Mary, sitting at the feet of Jesus, hanging on his every word, wanting to learn more and more about what this Savior is and what he's all about.